Okay, so if you're thinking, like many of you may be, I'm not going to close my eyes and start visualizing my future or what might go wrong. Maybe you feel that this is just a little bit hippie and maybe you don't want to go near that. If that's the case, that's cool, that's fair enough. What I advise in that case is to make something called a vision board. Now, if you haven't heard what a vision board is already, this is something that is often mentioned by a lot of self-help gurus and also by psychologists and other people out there. What a vision board is a collection of pictures. It can be photos, or maybe you print stuff off the internet. It could be things you draw, or it could be quotations, or it could be little anecdotes from your life, or it could be little paragraphs that you've written yourself, and you put all of these on one big piece of paper or card or on a whiteboard or something, and you put them on the wall somewhere in your house, preferably above the place where you study. Now, I've seen some very elaborate and impressive vision boards before. A lot of entrepreneurs actually make them, and they will put up things like, like an apartment block, or they'll put up a new car, or they'll put up trophies and maybe a little comment underneath, like, this is where I'm going to be next April, or I will have this car by this time next year, or things like this. So these are their goals, and they're made visual. The idea being, the more clearly you can imagine these things, the more clearly you can visualize these things in your mind's eye, the more likely these things are to be projected out onto the external world and be made reality by yourself, okay? It acts as a motivating tool, something that you can use for GED 100%. So on your vision board, you might put up things like, 165, maybe a little quotation, this is where I'm going to be in the next 6 months. Or you might put, it could be something like be an expert, close reader, or or it could be anything, or little quotations about what it means to be excellent, or a lot of these kind of things you see, like daily quotations, how to be the best you that you can be. These types of quotations work quite well as well on vision boards, but I particularly recommend putting up pictures of things that you want to achieve. It could be a picture of another student holding a GED diploma, and you could think, that's where I want to be in X amount of months' time. You can also put up pictures and maybe even a few quotations about where you don't want to be. Like, think about how important passing this GED is for you. What might happen to you if you don't pass? And what are the possible negative ramifications of not getting through this? These kind of things, when you look up, when you have your vision board on your wall, you see all of these positive things, okay? And you think, yes, I'm going to study hard today because that's where I want to be. But you also look up and see some of these negative things and you think, yes, I'm going to study hard because I don't want to be that. You can also put things on your vision board like possible obstacles you might face. So you might put up, I've seen students put up like the word procrastination or laziness or something like that, and I've seen them put a big X through that word. And often students, they have that in their vision board and they think, okay, procrastination is something that I drift towards very easily, but not today. I'm not going to do it today. Today I'm going to work hard. So give vision boards a blast and tell me what you think. They are useful and they take a little bit of work, but yeah, why not? Every little thing you can do to help yourself towards your GED goal is worth it, don't you think? Okay, so moving on swiftly here. One of the next points in the ebook is about linking everything to your goals. Now, we've talked about the SMART goals already, the GED SMART goals. What you have to do is link everything that you do to those goals. So, for example, there's a quotation by a guy called Jim Rohn, who was actually he was an inspiration for Tony Robbins. Our North American cousins will know all about Tony Robbins and what he has done for improving the mindset of many people in the world. Jim Rohn said, quote, "The only real reason more people do not become millionaires is because they don't have enough reasons to." Okay, the only reason more people do not become millionaires is because they don't have enough reasons to. So we can actually take out the word millionaire there and put in GED graduates. The only reason more people do not become GED experts or GED graduates is they don't have enough reasons to. So what I advise you guys to do at home as well is get an additional sheet of paper, and on that you can write down the top 10 reasons why I want to be a GED success, or the top 10 reasons why I will be a GED success, and write them down. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10. You'll say, I want to be a GED success because, boom. I want to be a GED success because, or maybe not even I want, you can say I will, or I must become a GED success because, and write them down. Okay, that means then, if you have that on your wall above your study desk as well, if you're feeling a little bit lazy, or maybe you think, oh, I'll just check my phone or whatever, I'll procrastinate in whatever way, look up at those reasons to become a GED success and just remind yourself of them. Get your phone away, don't be lazy, and just make it happen. Bang, 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 just get it done, okay? The next step from the ebook is to use your study time effectively. So this is kind of classic study skill stuff, you know. You need to find a quiet place. You need to make sure that you don't have a crowded desk. You need to make sure that you get your phone away from there. If you're using a laptop, make sure you've got only the tabs open that are necessary for this particular study session. Don't let yourself drift into a weird land of internet, you know, just gone off into internet land and browsing nonsense forever. You need to make use of your time, make clever use of your time. Tim Ferriss, who's a podcaster I quite like, he talks about having, I think it's 20 or 25 minute sessions of work, if that's studying. That's what I do whenever I read novels or read something difficult. I'll sit and read for 20 to 25 minutes. Then I'll take a 5-minute break, maybe just have a bit of a walk around, then come back to another 20 minutes and then have a bite to eat or a coffee or whatever else. But make very good use of that time that you have. Don't procrastinate. Free yourself from any distractions that are around and get into a quiet place, okay? Something that many people are doing these days, many GED students I see, is they kind of think it's quite funky, it's quite cool these days to go to a cafe or go to Starbucks or somewhere else and do my work with the other young and trendy people. If it works for you, fair enough, but I think most students are bluffing themselves when they do this. Get into a quiet place in your room, somewhere nice. You know, it doesn't have to be somewhere flashy. You're not there to be entertained. You're there to do 20-minute power sessions like we just said. So get in there, strip it back, keep everything minimal. Make sure you've got your vision boards up there. You've got your reasons to be a GED success up on the wall as well. And you just get in and do the business, okay? There's other stuff. The ebook is also full of other things like the 80-20 principle, which is the Pareto principle. You might have heard that again from Tim Ferriss. There's other things in there that I'm not going to touch on today because otherwise this video will go on forever. Also, you need to be disciplined. Okay, if you set yourself up for studying 5 days a week, don't do that week 1, then week 2 go into 2 study sessions per week. Stick to your month blocks. Like we said at the start, your monthly SMART goals. So if your SMART goal, number 1, is to study with this particular timetable or schedule for 1 month, stick to that. Then at the end of the month, reassess. Don't break the habit, okay? Don't break the routine. If you break the routine, everything else will go out the window. I know myself, I'm terrible with these things as well. So you have to be disciplined. And also set yourself deadlines. So at the start of the month, when you're planning your timetable, focus on those skill areas you're weaker at. Maybe it's RLA, reading comprehension, okay? And set yourself a deadline. Maybe it's 2 weeks into the month. Say I'm going to work extremely hard on this. Then after those 2 weeks, I'm going to take a GED ready and see if I've improved my score at all. Or it could be after the month. But make sure you set those deadlines so you have something to work towards and you're not just floundering in a sea of GED notes and papers and everything else. Set yourself deadlines, stick to them, and you will succeed more quickly. The next one, probably the final one I'll talk about today, is being the boss of your stress. Stress is a killer. It's also a killer to productivity and being efficient in a study situation. So if you're feeling like the world is coming down on your shoulders and it's too stressful, maybe the GED blues, let's call them. I recommend some breathing techniques. One that works for me personally if I'm feeling stressed is just to breathe 3 times in and out and really focus on where that breath hits you in the nostrils and breathe out through your mouth and where that breath actually hits you in the mouth on the way out. So just 1. Just like that, really focusing on the inhale, really focusing on the exhale, not letting your mind flutter like a butterfly in all random directions. Focus for those 3 breaths and you will bring you'll center your mindset and you'll be more ready then to tackle the next problem. It's an instant, it's like hitting a de-stress button for your mind. So I strongly recommend that you do that. In fact, I say to my students, do that 3-second breathing technique before you start your studies, at the end of each 20-minute or 25-minute power session, and then anytime you feel the need to, you feel like your mind's just drifting away, do it again. Bring yourself back to the middle and do it at the end as well. It's kind of like a wind down to your study session. Okay, so in the ebook there are lots of other breathing techniques and things like that, but again, in terms of just making this video not too long, we're gonna stop for that. There's loads more in the ebook. There's tons more in the ebook. But anyway, that's just a little taster for you of what's in there. And if you found any of these things useful, please leave some comments below this video, or if you have any questions, leave some comments below this video. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the little bell for the notifications, because then you get a free flow of our videos from Phuket Pals straight into your account. Okay, so that's it from me. I hope it was all good today. Take it easy, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good day.